Hey, tubers. Bart coming at you. Mail day, but story time first. So some good news mixed in with some WTF. First, shout out to everybody that made it to the national and stuff. Highly jealous of all of those things. And that's part of the story. So, I think about 2-3 months ago, about 2 months, we'll go with that. Somebody from PSA Magazine hit me up and said, "Hey, we'd like to do we're doing an article on Jerry Rice. You're the number one in that master set. Will you do the interview for it?" And I've done that before for when it was SMR. That was probably 5-ish or 6-ish years ago. Basically the same article that they were looking for, they were asking about. But I'm not going to say no to that. Sure. Only problem with the first one was they were like, "Oh, send us pictures of your cards so we can show them, but it has to be this, the most magnificent resolution ever existed, and nobody can ever get to that level." So they were like, "Well, then ship them to us." And obviously I didn't do that. So none of my cards showed up in that article. This one, they didn't ask for any of those things. So I did that interview a couple months ago, not knowing when it was coming out or anything like that. July 11th. So, if the National is at the end of July 11th, and I didn't necessarily, I didn't have plans to go to the National, but July 11th, they're like, "Hey, we're pleased to announce that you won one of the set registry sets of the year," which is, there's only 10 of those for best player set, Jerry Rice. First, that's outstanding, awesome, amazing. My mind is like, you're about 3-4 years overdue of that, because that's when the peak of that set was, and I had been selling cards off of that chunk by chunk for a little bit here. I'm still well over 1,000 cards in that set, 1,100 something or whatever, but it used to be 1,500. But that's awesome, right? So they followed up a couple weeks later, like, "Are you coming to the, or a week or so later, I guess, are you coming to the dinner at the National?" I said, "No, I won't be available," because I hadn't planned on going to Chicago. So PSA ought to work a little bit on their event planning and things. I don't know how it went. I'm sure it was, a fantastic, dinner and all those things, and my attendance wasn't necessary at all. But I won the best player set of the year for the Jerry Rice Master Set. At no point did anybody say, "Oh, by the way, the guest speaker at the dinner where you receive the award for best player set for Jerry Rice is Jerry Rice." Nor did they say that, like, "Oh, the article that we interviewed you for is one of the key articles in the PSA magazine getting released at the same time, of which there is a special cover only available at the set registry dinner for that magazine, in which the article that you are in is being given out. And that Jerry Rice will be there, and there'll be bags or goodies or something where they're handing out just serial number Jerry Rice cards, as well as some will get autographed Jerry Rice cards. You'd think they would put that context together and mention it at some point. It's just wild to me. Unfortunate, I didn't get that opportunity. I can't say, I would have absolutely been there, but it would have changed the decision calculus significantly, I think. I'm not one of those ones like, "Oh, I gotta meet Jerry," or something like that. I've always been one of those ones, kind of going along with, you don't necessarily need to meet your heroes and all of that type of stuff. But those are a lot of things going together, Jerry Rice oriented. Would have been cool to have that opportunity, I suppose. I had the opportunity, but, would have been cool to have the context to frame what that opportunity actually was, I guess is the better way to say that. So, first world problem, because I won best player set of the year for the PSA set registry, which is pretty cool, for my master set of Jerry Rice. And again, that's still sitting at well over 1,000 cards. So even though it's It only sits at like 51% complete for all his playing cards from 1986 to 2005. Because cards, variations just keep getting added and stuff like that. And I've added a ton of them myself. It's over 1,000 cards. And so as long as you have 1,000 cards or more in any set registry, even if you don't hit those thresholds of 95%, 100%, depending on what the rules are for that set in that era, because it's over 1,000, you're automatically eligible for awards. So that's what it's required for those big sets, in case anybody doesn't do the big sets like that. But so I'm still getting awards every year, and I don't know how many years that is now, but I guess it'll get a little, Hall of Fame or some other kind of award thing, icon or whatever next to that. So that's the story for the day. So because I found this out by just searching eBay, and then this popped up, and I was like, "Ooh, is that what I'm gonna get this in the mail?" And then it said in one of the listings, like, "Hey, this is the Set Registry Dinner SSP," or whatever they called it, because I just got this one today, and the regular base issue is the Ichiro. So glad I added that. But I had to pay for it, just buy it off of eBay from somebody selling it, and then I backtracked, and I think this is a variant, not a rare variant, but it was not the variant I got in the mail in May of 23. So while I was doing that, I picked that up from eBay as well. I got one big one. This helps. This is a couple weeks old now. Still licking wounds from this purchase, and very purposely not looking at anything large to make up for how much I spent on this. But back in the PC, 49 Jackie Robinson. Great looking card. Picture's great. Fantastic registration. Pretty good centering. A little brownish, not super white, but it's a 2.5. It is what it is. For those that remember or whatever, I had bought one of these PSA 4 in 2019 probably. Yeah, a little before COVID. I only had it for a year, so whatever that is. I had a PSA 4. I bought it for like $1,600. It was on 4sharpcorners.com. So it was like $17.60 on eBay, and then I went to that website and got the discount. It was just one of those most beautiful things. I wasn't ready to spend that kind of money on a card at the time, but it was one of those ones where, like, it was talking to me the moment you saw it on eBay, and I revisited it like 6 times between the moment I saw it, doing the morning ritual at like 6:40 all the way until like 10:30 in the morning, and I just said I gotta buy it, and I picked it up. Within a year, the world was falling apart with hobby things and stuff like that, and I sold it. Maybe I had it a little bit longer. Maybe I had it 2 years, but either way, I did not have it very long, and I ended up selling it during COVID for well over $13,000. So within a year or two, a significant flip. I think it was only a year. But I loved that card. I've missed it ever since, because I sold a lot of cards during COVID, because the prices were getting crazy. I started the absolute peak in March of 21 to buy a house. So all good there or whatever, but been trying to recover the collection since then, and this was kind of the last piece that I hadn't reacquired. And if you follow these, the decent looking ones are getting outlandish. Ones are going for well over $3,000 if they're nice looking, and there were some threes doing 6,000s. I even saw a 2. It was a very nice 2, went for like 5,000 plus, and I was like, oh shit, I am about to get completely left out of this market. I'm already left out of like Babe Ruth market and stuff like that. I just like I need this guy back in the PC. So picked up the 49 Jackie in 2.5. Super excited to have that one back in there. First ballot Hall of Famer. rookie card. That set allows either the 48 leaf or the 49 Bowman, so I got that one. A couple of other pickups there. Picked up... Oh, okay, it does have a little bit more. I was a little bit disappointed for a second there when I pulled this out of the mail. This is the My House version 2024 from Optic out of 25. Christian McCaffrey. Let's see if we can get some sparkle going there. There we go. It's purple. They listed it as purple. I don't know if it's called Purple Stars or not, but it's out of 25. Initially, it looked kind of flat, and I was like, oh, I would assume that thing had all kinds of things going on. You just couldn't see in the eBay listing, but it does have some stars there. Picked up a Contenders D. Winters. Chipping on the back. The front was fantastic. Picked this up just for the cheap because he looks to be our number 2 linebacker this year with Greenlock on. They kind of announced that, hey, he's the guy. So as soon as they said that, I was like, all right, what's his rookie card? Let me go get one. Only one rookie card, and there it is. So our number 2 linebacker starting, as long as he stays healthy. Topps Living. Always pick these up for the Nats. There's a Dylan Cruz rookie. He's not doing anything fantastic, but keeping that PC going and up to date. Got the C.J. Abrams Topps Heritage Gold Chrome out of 50. I think I snagged that for like 20 bucks. So that's pretty cool. I just love the uniform on that one. And since it's white, you can see the serial number real prevalent. That's pretty cool. Hopefully he does well enough for me to submit that and pay the fee. Didn't spring for the 8 on this, but I've been looking for this one for a long time. Easy 7. Jay Berwanger, 55 Topps All-American. This is the winner of the first Heisman Trophy. I should have looked it up before I shot this. I believe that was in 1936. Let me cheat and look in the back and see if it says it. It doesn't say that, but or it doesn't say the year. But anyway, he was the first winner of the Heisman Trophy in college football. So I always wanted to add that one to the PC. So got that, and then 2 Kittles. I'm gonna do this rainbow. I have the green. I think it's out of 99 in a PSA 10. My blue is probably not grade worthy. That's out of 299. But I got the orange. Pop 1 out of 25 for the Kittle Heroes. And then I got that orange. Well, I got this one because I saw the orange pop up and I knew I was going to win it at auction just because I wasn't going to let it go. But here's the platinum out of 10. Also PSA 9, but pop 1. So got like one of those offers on this one. So snagged that one up and then grabbed the orange at auction. So once I got 2 of the harder pieces showed up on eBay, it was, oh, okay, that's a relevant rainbow. I went and got both of those to continue that. So at least got 3 of them out in slabs, and we'll continue to go from there. But that's what I got for you. Thanks for the story time. A little overdue on that mail day. A little overdue on that story. It's kind of been marinating in my head for a while. Would have been cool. I don't know what you get from winning one of those awards. I don't know what they handed out to the award winners at that dinner. If somebody was there, let me know. And then I don't know if, I guess I'll send them an email saying, hey, do I get something in the mail or whatever? I'm not looking for anything cosmic. They don't owe me nothing, because I would be doing it all without that stuff. But it would be cool to get, I don't know, a piece of paper I could frame or something like that, right? I mean, they give you the pins, and I thought those pins were really cool. It'd be cool to, you know, get another pin that was of some different variety, or, you know, something to slap up in a case or a wall or something like that. But that's what I got for you. Happy Saturday. Until next time. Later.